Hello, everybody.
Howdy.
So,
We're back to this angle.
yeah, and we're probably going to stay at this angle because we're closer to our router, and so that creates less issues when it comes to the Wi-Fi.
I feel like we're closer to our screen too. Does this feel more intimate?
It probably is, yeah, a little closer. And so, yeah, so different little setting going on here, but the couch is right over there where we normally always sit.
More of our apartments in view. That's weird.
Yeah, and okay, let's talk about the apartment because we were going to be doing this yesterday. This was supposed to have happened yesterday. And because it was the day after Christmas, right? That's when you would do any kind of what we're doing right now tonight, talking
Naturally.
about Christmas movies after the season's over. But we're a day late because we went down to Florida
Right.
for
To visit family.
for Christmas. And that took 2 days. And then we came back on Christmas night, right? So we spent all Christmas Day. Then we drove back up
It was probably like 7, 8 o'clock. by the time we got
somewhere
back.
in that vicinity. We drove up and opened the apartment door. And lo and behold, the floor that you see behind you
We were swimming in it.
was covered in clean water. That's the good part.
Yeah.
That's the part we're really truly thankful for. It wasn't sewage. It wasn't anything like
water.
that. It was just water. And long story short, that like we're not here to talk about our personal issues, but it created an issue, obviously, to the point where we had to delay tonight's live stream to tonight.
Because we were obviously worried about like if things got damaged.
Yeah,
and
well, I
then-
mean, we weren't in the right mindset to do anything like
No.
that. You come home to your home, your safe spot, and it's the Titanic.
Like I walked in and like I took a step
And you felt some water.
and I felt water, and part of me was like,
Hmm.
yeah, well, because like Cheese's tank has this dehumidifier, so it sucks in all the water from the air. So realistically, like that wouldn't have been the case, but I was like, oh, it overflowed a little bit, like while
Yep.
we were gone. And then I took a couple more steps out, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is a lot
That's
of
a
water.
lot of water. Turn some lights on, and yeah.
Yeah, 'cause-
Maybe we'll share some of the photos. I don't know. Let us know if you want to even see that. But we took photos, obviously, for insurance purposes, all that stuff for security. So, anyways,
Merry Christmas.
props to the place we live because we put in a maintenance request about 10 minutes after we had the initial shock let go of us. We went on the website, put in the maintenance request. About an hour or two later, I got a call from the guy on Christmas night saying, hey, I've called somebody to come out there and vacuum up all that water. And they had a big vacuum and they just
Went to town.
sucked it all out. So then, of course, then you have to worry about the mold and everything, the mildew. So we have a fan because the only place these floors are vinyl, but the only place that actually is rug is our bedroom. And it got a little wet. It didn't get super wet. So we're really thankful there too.
I mean, the corners and stuff is
The corners, yeah. So basically they lifted up the rug and they stuck a giant fan under it. And that's been going for, as of tomorrow, it'll be 2 days. So that's been going for 2 days. We have turned it off so that we can do tonight because I was like, I'm not postponing it again.
no.
So
Yeah, they're supposed to pick it up today, so we thought, and then they called back and they're like, just keep it on.
Yeah.
And it's like, it can't be too dry, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what's going on there. We appreciate everybody. What's wrong?
My ear has to pop.
Oh.
That's why I keep doing that.
We appreciate everybody being here. Even though we're technically 1 day late to the talking about the Christmas movies you watched game, but we're here, better late than never, right?
Fashionably late.
And we want to hang out with you guys for about an hour or two. I don't know what's going to
Maybe
happen.
3 or 4. I don't know.
And we're going to literally go through the entire list of all the movies that we watched from December 1st to December 25th. That's a total of 27 films that we're going to be talking about today.
So many.
So
So
let's get into the chat first, see who's hanging out with us tonight. We got Adrian, our faithful boy, Adrian.
howdy ho.
Hey there, fans of something. Adrian, you are a boy. That's been confirmed, right? Has that been confirmed? I don't know. Judd.
Hi.
What's going on, Judd? We got Tony, Basement Blues. What's going on,
Tony.
Tony?
Hello.
Tony's Movies and More.
Meatloaf Tony.
Yeah, the other Tony. Hey, Ed Ailey, hope you had a great Christmas. We did,
Oh.
minus the flood. We did minus the flood. Laren, what's going on? Okay, so shout out to Laren because Laren texted me, right after seeing the post that I put in the community tab and, offered his condolences and all that stuff. And
oh, thanks, Larry.
so shout out to Laren. He's a real one right there. Let's see who else we got here. We got Gavin. What's going on, Gavin? Hey, guys. All right, Gavin, are you happy Christmas is over?
I am.
Are you happy Christmas is over? It continues tonight, and then it's over for us.
I think I said we're going to watch another Christmas movie today. I'm like, no, the hell we're not.
What is this? I hope you have a good churches. Judd, I don't know what you mean by that, but
yeah.
What's up, Basement Blues? Mizzy Laren. Yeah, that sucks, guys. Sorry to hear. Yeah.
Epic fail.
On Christmas, man. On Christmas. We got Cody. What's up, everyone? What's going on, Cody? Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button. Cody, I swear you have that copy and pasted. And if you don't,
you already confirmed that he didn't.
You need to have it copied and pasted. It'll save you time, man. It's going to save you time and energy. That's always fun. Glad it wasn't too crazy. Would have sucked if you guys had drowned. We opened the door. It's like in Titanic when that door bursts open and the father and the son and they run down the corridor. That's my fun fact. That's my favorite scene in all of Titanic when they go to save that little boy who's like screaming, "Dada!" And Rose is like, "We can't leave him." Then they go back. The dad comes around. He's on what's going on. And they're like, "Sir, don't go that way. Don't go that way." And the door bursts open and the water comes out and that literally gives me chills every time I watch that scene. Titanic's re-releasing Valentine's Day 2023.
Yes.
We're going to the theater. We're seeing it. So
I'm not mad about it.
It's happening to a lot of people who weren't home for the holidays, and it happened to a lot of businesses that were closed for the holidays. Water? Well, Nadia over at Horror and More, who shout out is going to be on the channel tomorrow for fans of Something Live 12. But Nadia posted a comment in the community. She was like, "We were the victims of the wet bandits."
Yeah, I saw that. I let out a ha-ha.
We
like
were.
An audible ha-ha.
We literally were. Basically.
The wet bandits.
Yeah.
What's next? Man. The sticky bandits?
Yeah, the sticky bandits. I almost wrote that in my comment back to her. I was like, I would have rather preferred the sticky bandits. And then I backed it. I was like, would I rather have preferred the sticky bandits? I don't know. What would that have entailed?
For the funny.
Speaking of the wet bandits, Kevin! It's Kevin. What's going on, Kevin? I'm happy it's over, but I'm sick now. So I'm currently dying. Is it the RONA? Is it the RONA? Is it? Let me know.
Yeah, I mean, there's kind of a bug going around right now. So everybody stay safe.
Yeah, well, it's winter. So I don't have it copied and pasted, but I do have it copyrighted. You should. Yeah, you should, man. You should get that actually. You should. Let's see here. What's going on, rock music? Glad to have you here. We got Mystery Entertainment. What's going on, Chris? And we have James over at 20th and 21st. Hello, Eddie and Haley and everybody. 27 films in December so far. Way to go, guys. Just joined, so not sure what happened, but sounds like a water incident. Yeah, so if you want the quick of it all, on Christmas night, we came home, opened our apartment door, the apartment right behind us, and I'll take your comment down here, James. This entire floor right here, which thankfully is vinyl. It's not like wood. It's not wood. It's not rug.
Looks like wood, but it's not.
But it was covered in water. Basically, that's our kitchen right over there. And right over there is the oven area. Behind the wall is the oven area. And there's like a little bit of a leak. And basically the dude above us, because we're on the bottom floor, the dude above us has a crack in his bathtub. And that's been feeding into it. Plus, when we got here, we kept hearing a running water in the wall that we have never heard before. Usually, gushing water. And so I told the maintenance guy when he came over that night, and he listened to it, and he's like, "Yeah, that doesn't sound right." So he turned the water off to the entire building, which, as I am aware, is still turned off except for us. It's because they need to fix the guy above us. He's the issue, really, ultimately. So. Yeah, it's just crazy, but frozen pipes, because it got really cold.
Yeah,
it got really cold. So, but that's what's going on, James. That is what's going on. Chris is watching Halloween Ends. Well, it did come out today
Yeah.
on physical. So
Well, he doesn't seem too happy about that. 'cause
yeah,
of this emotion.
turn it off and just hang out with us, Chris, because we're
Yeah.
talking some good movies and some not so good movies.
Wow.
But it did come out today. I did get my Terrifier 2 Amazon exclusive slipcover in the mail, but I requested a replacement because the slipcover had a couple dings in it, some like
It was
bends and everything.
afraid at the end.
Yeah, because they just put it in a little simple bubble mailer. So I was like in the comments, I was like, please send me a slipcover
That is
doesn't
good.
that's good and that doesn't get damaged in transit, please. If you don't want to keep hearing from me, Amazon.
Yeah, because this is the
So,
second time.
yeah,
in,
well,
like the past
everyone
days.
everyone complains about it when it comes to Amazon. So Chris has work tomorrow. Likewise, dude. We all have work tomorrow. But you wake up pretty early from my understanding. So there she is. I knew she'd show up at some point. What up? What's going on, Nadia?
What up? What up?
Was talking about how you said that we were the victims of the wet bandits. It's so true. And can't wait to have you on tomorrow. So that's going to be exciting. Looking forward to it. You got the Steelbook. Yeah, the Walmart exclusive Steelbook. Yeah. It's very nice, but I wanted that slipcover from Amazon. So let's see here. Everyone's saying hey to everyone. I love it. I love it. Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry. That was a typo. Okay, cool,
okay.
cool. It's all good. Best part of the movie is probably the Steelbook. Oh, okay. I see what you're talking about. The Halloween Ends Steelbook. But Terrifier 2 also got a Steelbook. But I see what you guys are talking about now. That Steelbook should have Corey's face on it. Corey Cunningham.
It's bad that I kind of forgot that he existed.
It's funny because on the back in the description it says something along the lines of and it ends with a confrontation between Laurie and Michael that has never been captured on screen before. It like the description makes it sound like a true event that was captured on people's cell phones or something. It made me laugh when
I was on a table.
Like it made me laugh when I read it. Got the Terrifier 2 Steelbook. Glad it didn't have any dings or dents. Yep. Let's see who else here. Okay, cool. So we're caught up with the chat. All right. Are you guys ready to get into all the things we watched? We're going to have, that's why there's a little bit of a gap between Haley and I. We're going to have the posters conveniently in between us. So that's what this whole layout is. Otherwise we'd be a little closer to each other, but
yeah, like he likes me.
I kind of like this on the edge kind of thing. And then if we can maybe have something in the middle,
I was going to
even when it's not posters, like here's our, this is one of the gifts Haley got me, but it's really for us. It says fans of something right here, this sign. So it's pretty darn cool. Yeah, can't wait. Can't wait either. I only wish I could forget him, Haley. Yeah. All right, here we go. So Christmas was this year we watched a lot of movies that we had never seen before. But that we had never seen before. And of course, I believe every year you should rewatch some of those real favorite ones. Especially the ones we did in our 5 watch-alongs. So shout out to anybody that's in the chat right now. If you were part of one of those watch-alongs, whether on camera or in the chat room, we love you. Thank you for coming on for that. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I will say that this go around with our month of movies, like in our own time, like how we did for the month of October. I like that we didn't actually come up with like a roster of movies before going in.
Oh, you mean like, yeah, we just kind of,
literally
every night it would be like, what do you want?
Yeah, like let's
you
just find
pick,
something.
I pick, you pick, I pick.
It kind of made it less like an obligation, like less like homework and more like, I don't know, fun.
I agree. All right, so the very first movie that we watched, because we have these listed in the order here.
This one is a movie.
It's a movie, but it's really a short film, but it's whatever. This is December 1st. Some of them, that's how we were able to watch 27. Some we watched two movies in a night. So I'm gonna have my letterbox pulled up here actually, so I can follow along because I log everything on my letterbox.
I don't.
So I'll give you the dates. So December 1st is the day we watched You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. But not just any Grinch, the one that ends with an exclamation point.
Oh, yeah.
As far as I know, it's the only one of the main adaptations that ends in an exclamation point.
And spoiler alert, We watched 2/3 of the adaptations.
Yeah. 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 Well, that's the other thing. Okay, so I actually came to the conclusion that
We watched a lot of the same
we
movie.
watched 3 of the same stories told over multiple different films.
Yeah.
We watched 3 stories, right? 3 Christmas stories told over consecutive kind of films. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, for example, like one of the stories was the story of the Grinch. We watched more than once.
Yeah, we
it
watched
twice.
this Grinch.
Oh, this one. God.
You use this hand.
This
There you
one.
go. So we watched this Grinch, and then of course we watched the Jim Carrey Grinch. That's what I'm talking about. So it's kind of crazy. We watched 3 of the same stories multiple times.
We'll get into the other ones that we watched.
So this was my first time truly diving into this Grinch.
Really?
I had never really actually dived into the animated Grinch. Dove, whatever, because I'm not a big animation guy. And to me, the only Grinch you need to even bother with is Jim Carrey.
I mean, yes, but does that mean you haven't seen any other, like, of the 2D Dr. Seuss, I guess, mini movies?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like, you haven't seen the Lorax or
Pretty much, yeah. I've seen not the Lorax, but I've seen Horton Hears a Who, the other Jim Carrey one.
Oh, no, I mean the original.
Yeah, no. The original stuff I stay away from just because, I mean, I'll watch them, but I prefer the more updated kind of modern
But
storytelling.
not too modern because the 2018 ones.
And then there's a Grinch musical with Matthew Morrison, and he looks terrible.
It's awful.
Like just the makeup alone, like not to be bashing on it, but it looks like they didn't really do anything in terms of the makeup on him. So anyways, I didn't end up liking this on Letterboxd. Did you?
I did.
You do?
Of course I did. Boris Karloff.
It's just I don't know. I'm so emotionally attached to Jim Carrey that when I watch this, it just pales in comparison. But I can see if you're emotionally attached to this, and the Jim Carrey one pales in comparison. And all I'm gonna say is Max gets beat to hell in this movie.
Yeah, God. I mean,
The Grinch is whipping him as he goes up the hill.
I'm
like, Max.
I mean, look at him in this poster. He's like struggling for dear life.
Yeah, look at poor Max. What do you?
You're gonna point here.
Yeah. Just let me do it. Max,
there.
right here. Poor Max. Poor Max. So I didn't end up liking it on Letterboxd, but Haley liked it. Anything you'd like to add to the? No.
No, I have more to say about Jim Carrey. But
What do you guys have to say about the animated Grinch? Let's see what you guys have to say.
Nothing. All right.
Eric Stone says it right here. Jim Carrey, Grinch is best. I agree. Let's see here. What else? Cool. Nice. Anytime I don't think that was to us. The Cat in the Hat was best.
Thank you.
Well, are you talking about the animated or are you talking about the
Mike Myers?
The Mike Myers one.
Yes.
Well, clearly no one has anything to say about this.
I don't think we'll come back to the chat. We'll get through a few and then we'll come back to the chat.
Anyways, that is that one right there. That is that one right there. On December 2nd, we watched.
You're a little slow.
Scrooge.
You're a little fast. Scrooge.
With Bill Murray. Take it away. This was, I believe, your recommendation.
Yes, because I mean, for a lot of reference for like what to watch, I literally just looked up on Google, like, what are the most famous like Christmas movies? Because there's a lot of movies out there that are like staple movies that I just haven't seen. And I feel like this one is talked about a lot, especially around Christmas time.
Yeah.
And just like as a major Bill Murray role.
Yep.
This is one of the movies where I wish, I'll say it again. I wish Letterboxd had like a heart, like, and then a dislike. Because there's like no middle. It's either you like it or you don't. And I don't feel that way about a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, there should be this thing.
Like a sideways?
A sideways thumb. Like you're in between liking and disliking it.
Or like the heart, a check mark or nothing.
But then people will argue that's what the stars are for. But I don't even like bothering with the stars. No. Neither of us. I mean, the only time I give stars is when I believe a movie is a 5-star film.
Yeah.
That's the only time on my Letterboxd, which by the way, both our Letterboxds are linked down below and on the top of our header page on the channel where our banner is. If you would like to follow us, that's the only time I give stars. You never give stars.
I
So
don't.
you just give a heart or that's it.
That's it. That's why I'm saying like they should have like a middle, like a like, a love, and a dislike.
Yeah.
Or a love, like, dislike.
Okay. Tony says Basement Blues. I like the animated Grinch is a fast watch.
That's honestly why we
That is
watched
one of the
it.
best parts about it. Even if you don't like it, it's fast. So it's
Yeah.
over. Tony's Movies and More. It's funny. The two Tonys are always following each other up. It's funny. I like both classic animated and Jim Carrey. Live action, Eric. I agree, man. Don't mind. Like both. James at 20th and 20th or 20th and 21st. James, do you ever notice that when people talk about you in videos or live streams, a lot of times they'll call you 20th and 21st century? Do you notice that? And it bothers me, James, because I know your channel is 20th and 21st movies, but so many people when they give you credit or anything, and I know it's just a slip of the mind, but they call you 20th and 21st century, and I'm like, there is no century in his channel.
Where does it say century? Point to me where it says century.
That'd be like people saying fans of something.
Fans of somewhere.
Fans of some thought. Like, anyways, you like the animated Grinch with Benedict Cumberbatch. What do you call him?
I either call him Eggs Benedict Cumberbatch or Benedict Cucumber.
There you go. Wow. Yeah. Well, I actually need to give it a full watch. I don't think
I can.
I have a feeling I might dig it a little more than the Boris Karloff one, just because it is full length. Kind of thing, and the animation is beautiful. No matter what we think about the movie, Illumination does do. You disagree?
I disagree.
Wow. So
I think it's generic.
Since she is an animation major, if Illumination came to you and said, "We'd like you to work for us," you'd tell them to go pound sand?
Yeah, kick rocks.
What? Crazy.
It's generic. It's God. Don't get me started.
Well, that's why you would step in and make it less generic.
Don't get me started.
We had both of those Grinches on VHS. I've always enjoyed both. Yeah. All right, now I think we're getting into the Scrooge stuff here. I haven't seen either version of the Grinch. Adrian, you got to do yourself a favor. Watch at least the Jim Carrey, and watch it along with our watch along, because that was a fun watch along.
That was fun.
Not a fan of the Grinch animated special. I do like You Oughta Mean One.
Yeah.
The Jim Carrey one is great too. Yep. And there we go. So let's see what people have to say about Scrooged. Never seen Scrooged all the way through, just parts here and there. I love Scrooged. I love Bill. Didn't even watch it this year. Can't get to everything. Yeah, it's kind of hard there. Eric Stone says, I've never seen the Bill Murray film.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, like I said, I would just like it because I agree with you said. Bill Murray's almost a little too unlikable that when he has his redemption arc, it's like,
Yeah, so I ultimately didn't like this movie either. I love the Christmas Carol story, which is another story that we watched multiple versions of in the month of December. Well, we'll get there. Yeah, we'll get there. But overall, and I told Haley this, I'd like to know if anyone watching agrees here. I don't think of Bill Murray as Scrooge makes sense to me because I think of Bill Murray as like a villain. Like I love when Bill Murray, because he just has a villainy look and hair and everything. And Kingpin, when he is Ernie McCracken, he has spoiled me because that's his best role in my humble opinion. Kingpin, the bowling movie, that's his best role. That's where he really thrives. But as we all know, Scrooge has a redemption. Scrooge goes through and ultimately becomes a likable character. I didn't buy it. I wasn't buying. The only thing I liked about this movie is the ending, when he's like just rambling on and on and on about what you should be thankful for. I was like, okay, this is actually good now. But the whole build up to it, I couldn't get into Bill Murray as Scrooge because I'm like, I know you're going to redeem yourself. And to me, you're not redeemable because you're Bill Murray. You either have to be a douche, a total asshole, or you have to just be
stupid,
brain
dead.
Yeah. Like just always with a sneer on your face kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like Bill Murray is always hitting on chicks in all of his movies, even in Ghostbusters, like all that stuff. So to me, it didn't work. It fell flat. I wanted to love it because I love the Scrooge Christmas Carol story.
And this is a more modern take
And
on
it's
it.
one of the more modern ones. Yeah. Yeah. Especially because this actually takes more, like, even though this is an older film compared to, like, let's say the Jim Carrey, Robert Zemeckis version, that one still takes place in
In
the like
the
1800s or
yeah.
whatever. This takes place in like in the 80s.
Yeah.
So it's potentially the most up to date Scrooge story that we have. I'm not 100% on that.
Yeah, don't quote him on that.
But
The most modern one that we've watched. You can't argue.
yeah, Feed Me Seymour. Yeah, we caught that at the end, didn't we?
Yeah.
When it was like, why did he say it? Like, I
I
think we
like
looked at each other and we're like, did he just quote Little Shop of Horrors?
well, I think like IMDb said something about how he had just because this came like really shortly after his little appearance in Little Shop, and it was an ad lib thing, and they kept it.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like when he was talking with the audience in the credits, like, all right, now all the girls say, like,
Yeah.
that was all improv'd.
Okay, so the only ones you've seen are Kingpin, phenomenal. You've seen his best one, in my opinion. Ghostbusters, I'm not too big on Ghostbusters. I haven't seen Groundhog Day, but I love time loop movies where you get stuck in a time loop. Maybe that's going to be a new favorite of mine because I have to see that one, Groundhog Day
What's the song that
and Stripes. Ooh, you can't stand Groundhog Day. Damn. Well, yeah, but you were 8. So what are you doing watching Groundhog Day at 8?
I forget the song that plays like on his alarm clock, but it's a meme.
Well, if it comes to you, let me know. All right, so that is what? That's December 2nd. Yep. All right, now we officially get into one of
We peaked.
this is one of our favorites, like a new favorite of ours.
We
And that would
peaked.
have to be Violent Night.
Yeah.
Violent Night.
Honestly, I'm still shocked because I was going into this with no expectations. Because I mean, like talking about horror and Christmas,
It's really not even horror though.
or not horror. Yeah, I mean, what about thriller? I meant to say thriller.
Thriller action. Action thriller.
In Christmas, like
Yeah.
like even the trailers kind of set it up. Like when we were watching, because we saw it in the movie theaters, like on a trailer, and we looked
Yeah.
at each other and we
And
were
I was like,
huh?
that. I literally told Haley, I was like, that to me proves Hollywood's out of ideas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
I
did
said
say
that.
Yep.
I said that. I was like, Hollywood is officially out of ideas after I saw that trailer.
What were we seeing?
That might have been Halloween Ends.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was.
So
And so it was like, ugh.
yeah.
And then we went into it, and I mean, yeah, the reviews are like, it's the same shit, guys, just told again, and
Yeah.
it really is. But it's fun.
It's a lot of fun. And David Harbour's great
Yeah,
as Santa.
and he's all tatted up, like
I
as
honestly don't think I would have liked this movie if it had been a PG-13.
no.
I really think this movie benefits from the hard R
Oh my
rating that it
God.
has.
Yeah.
The fact that there's cursing, the fact that there's a lot of
Blood.
blood, there's a lot, like, especially someone who meets a demise at the end of the film where they literally just kind of explode.
Yeah.
Remember? I'm just like, what? That's crazy.
Yeah.
And the little girl, I've heard people say nothing but great things about her, and I have to agree. She's amazing.
She reminds you of your niece.
She reminds me of my little niece. Yeah, Michaela. Like, she is incredible. She's gonna go places. So
Oh yeah.
this is the first movie of the holiday season that I truly enjoyed.
Oh yeah.
And
It's kind of hard for anything to kind of top this for me because everything like that I feel like has been amazing is all for different reasons. Like nothing to the extent of Violent Night. I don't know.
Tony said went and watched Violent Night today. Well, Tony, what'd you think? Apparently, you followed up with the second half was fun. I enjoyed everything.
Yeah, I did
about,
too.
Like the build up to it, like how it even kind of opens with a similar Bad Santa opening where he's in a bar
Yeah.
getting shit faced and everything and all that stuff. And I love how these movies always like either in the beginning or somewhere in the middle, they always toy with you whether or not it's genuinely Santa. And I don't even necessarily think I knew going into it that it was legitimately the Santa Claus. I thought he might have been like a fake Santa Claus. But the movie at the very beginning tells you very much he's the real Santa Claus. Like this is Santa Claus.
And I mean, it's kind of funny how they toy with that too. And it's sort of like in universe lore about Santa, because you know how every movie kind of makes Santa a little different, like how he gets around all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
uh, how does he still alive?
yeah.
And the fact that, spoiler alert, but it's not really a spoiler because I guess it's Santa lore, but even this, it's so stupid when you say it out loud, but he is like a war criminal or something, like from centuries ago, and his
Yeah, he's
stupid big
like,
hammer.
I got Conan the Barbarian, Arnold Schwarzenegger vibes.
Yeah, I
You probably got Henry Cavill
I
Witcher
did.
vibes.
I so did. You're so right. It's like, I don't know. I just
It
kind
is
of love it. I
interesting,
love it.
but I honestly, I was like, no, no, please don't go to this,
Don't
please.
give him more.
But, no, no. I don't like when they stay there, and that's always been for up until recently, and I mean, like in the last maybe 10 years, that was always one of my least favorite parts of the Jim Carrey Grinch. All the flashbacks to him as a kid. I was like, I don't fucking care how he became. I've grown to like it, but I've always
Those
been
scenes are
like,
iconic.
I don't. Well, it's because that particular they have to stretch out a 20-page story.
Why do you have a
So,
bag on your head?
but I was like, please, I don't care how he became Santa, but it's cool, it's quick, it's funny, and it's done with,
And
and
again,
they move on.
spoiler alert, like it kind of gave a reason, like for the whole thing to be, you know, John Wicky anyway.
Yeah.
Like, even though I didn't ask for an explanation as to why Santa's good at killing people. Can we demote people? Can we? Is there a quick way we can demote
She, Joy the little girl, best part of the movie. Why do you keep hitting the mic?
people? What was I saying? Before I got rudely interrupted and upset.
It's just fun. Yeah, it's stupid fun. That's all it is. It's stupid fun. Get high, go watch the movie.
We didn't, but
Go ahead,
could.
get high.
You could.
Let's see here. In the picture, it looks like Billy Bob Thornton. Well, according to Haley, Tony at Basement Blues looks like Billy Bob Thornton. So
He
Billy Bob
does.
Thornton went to go see Billy Bob Thornton. That's what you're saying.
Everybody just looks like Billy Bob
Yeah,
Thornton.
it was quick at least. Yeah, I'm telling you, Mizzy, I was like, oh my God, I don't want flashbacks to him becoming Santa. I don't care. It was a quick flashback. It's done. It's over with. It moves on. Good. Great. I don't care how he became Santa.
But everything with his hammer, I was like, okay. And the fact that it was produced by the guy who does John Wick. So
that's
did
right.
totally
Yeah.
do.
David Litt, something like that. Leitch or something. So that was the third. On the fourth, we watched a new favorite of mine, and I believe a new favorite of yours, and that's going to be Miracle on 34th Street. Now, I know Tony over at Basement Blues is cheering in his seat because this is his all-time favorite Christmas movie. So
this is your all-time favorite movie depiction of Santa.
This is, yeah, at the end of the movie, I was like, to me, that is the quintessential filmed version of Santa.
Yeah, like if you were, I remember you said, if you were to have told me that this was actually Santa Claus, you'd believe.
Yep. This one is, and it's actually a courtroom drama, pretty much. Like you could actually quantify this in a category of courtroom drama.
I love courtroom dramas.
And it's an enthralling courtroom drama. I love everything about this movie. Yeah, it is a great film, Tony. And
everybody be quiet.
I don't see the Tony as Billy Bob Thornton comparison.
Well, everybody leave me alone. I just work here.
But never seen this, says Mizzy. You missed out, man. You missed out.
And see, I was, because let's be real, there's a lot, like probably a good 80% of Christmas movies are garbage and fluff, yes.
This didn't feel like fluff.
No,
well,
that's what I'm saying.
Genuine.
That's why, like, where was I going? So looking like to get the classic films, if I'm going to be watching at least 25 of these things, considering that Christmas movies are like my least favorite kind of movie, I wanted to watch something of merit.
Well, I think because Kevin says I don't know if I would like it. I think this is a movie that I call an instant hook kind of film, where, in my opinion, I was instantly hooked the second I saw, and I can tell you when it is. It's the parade's happening, like the Macy's parade, right? Because we all know the association to Macy's, and Santa Claus, the real Santa Claus, is watching a fake Santa Claus drink his ass off, like getting drunk, like stupid drunk. And he walks
Like Billy
over
Bob Thornton.
and he is pissed. I was hooked because out of the gate, I knew this was the real Santa Claus out of the gate. But I like how the movie leaves it up to you, up to your imagination. This was a movie I went into not contemplating, is this really Santa Claus? I went in going, this truly is Santa Claus, but the movie made me question it as the movie went on, which is I think the point of the movie. Is this actually Santa Claus or is he insane?
Well, it's funny, like in the courtroom, because it's like, really, how do you?
But don't spoil it. Yeah,
No.
no spoilers.
No, like really think about it. If you were put on trial and you had to say you were Santa, and I had to prove that
Kinda
you were
looking like
Santa.
Kind of looking like Santa. David Harbour, at least.
Yeah, and I had to prove that you were Santa. How would you do it?
How would you do it? I'm telling you, but that's another hook for Kevin. How do you prove someone is actually Santa? That's what this movie attempts to put out there. And it's just a great story. It's just a great feel good story. So I recommend checking it out. We watched the black and white version. There is a colorized version. But to me, I would much rather watch it in the original way it was released. So Mizzy said, saw the 90s one. We were going to watch that. Spoiler, we didn't watch that remake, but I do have it in the collection. I have it in the physical media collection. So that'll be next year. We'll watch the Richard Attenborough one. Never seen it. Haven't seen Miracle on 34th since I was a kid. Need a rewatch for sure. It is so good. I've seen the 90s. That's what everyone says. They've seen the 90s one with Matilda and John Hammond. Never seen the older movies like this, White Christmas, Holiday Inn.
I wanted to watch both of those, but as time was winding down, I was.
You watched the WWE version, Miracle on 34th Street Fight? I didn't know that was a thing. That's great. That is great. So there we go. That was Miracle on 34th. That's a new favorite Christmas movie of mine and Haley's. So that is the 4th. Now we're on December 5th. We watched two movies. The first one that we watched was our very first watch along of the season, and that was Jingle All the Motherfucking Way, baby.
Put the cookie down.
It's a classic, and there's nothing more we can say about it other than go watch the watch along. And we had a bunch of guests. We had Durant, we had Laren, we had Eddie's Films and Stuff, we had Tony. Meatloaf Tony. I said Laren, yeah. And this is my favorite poster. This is my favorite poster of Jingle All the Way. The more classic one is him standing up and Jamie is like standing next to him. I like this one, the action where he's like jumping and everything.
Blur.
Yeah, it's so freaking cool. God, I love it.
Two dudes.
God, I love it. Two dads, one toy, no prisoners.
Yeah, I can't read.
It's so much fun. It's just one of the great Christmas movies of all time. And Arnold's this is Arnold in his absolute prime. 1996 is Arnold's best year in film, in my opinion. Let's see. Anyone saying anything about no? They're all still laughing at Nadia.
I hope you know that the chat is like a couple minutes behind.
Not a couple minutes. It's maybe about 20 seconds behind, if that. So that was that.
Couple meaning 2.
And then, of course, we were like, all right, well, we did a watch along. We've seen this movie before. So let's watch a movie we haven't seen before. So then shortly after that, we watched Better Watch Out.
Better watch out.
Now, this was what? The first true horror film? The Christmas horror film that we watched?
Yes.
Right? This is a horror film.
Can't remember if I liked it on Letterboxd or not.
Well, I'll let you take the reins on this one because this was, again, your suggestion. So
it was mine.
What do you think about Better Watch Out?
It was certainly a film.
Yep.
And I think I liked it because it was I think it was smart and I'll be honest, is it a spoiler if it happens in the first 20 seconds the first quarter of the film?
Yeah, no spoilers.
Okay, no
No
spoilers.
spoilers.
I thought it was smart.
It is smart.
Like
Yep.
you said that it's a bit of a stretch what it does, but really I don't think so.
So if you have seen the movie, you know where it goes, and where it goes is the only thing that I've had a hard time grasping.
That it could actually happen. And I in the
Not that it even could actually happen, that it's just even in this fictional universe that it's a thing.
but sorry.
No, go ahead.
Like this is like M. Night Shyamalan level of like unpredictable. Movie is unpredictable. Smart for that.
Yep.
Smart for that.
And it's obviously been compared to Home Alone, like an R-rated Home Alone kind of thing going on here.
But Kevin's cute.
And we actually, there's obviously a direct scene that is taken right out of Home Alone.
I kind of wish that like because this movie like is so vulgar with its subject matter, I just wish they showed a little more. Like in terms of like gore.
But they were actually, oh, okay. I see what you're saying, the gore. I thought we were talking about some of the other stuff. Because they were
No.
actually filming with
No, I'm not talking about that one.
Yeah. I was saying like, whoa, like that's pushing it there.
No, I'm talking about like the Home Alone scene.
Oh yeah. Well, I said that too. I was
Yeah.
like, I wish we would have seen less cutting away and more just
like
in your face.
Because I mean, if you're gonna have like some if you're gonna deal with this movie, this like hard R movie in this subject matter, show me some blood and guts.
Yep.
That's what we want.
And overall, I liked it on Letterboxd. I didn't add it to my favorite holiday movies, but I have a feeling it's a movie that'll grow on me and I'll appreciate it more as I get older. Just on the first viewing, I was like, it's just so hard for me to grasp. Not like understand, but like the where it goes is just hard for me to understand.
I thought it was different.
Yeah, it's different for sure. An incredible film and an incredible night, says Laren for the Jingle All the Way watch along. Great movie. Jingle All the Way is great. Yeah, no one hates on Jingle All the Way. Better Watch Out sucks.
I think that's the common consensus. A nice
Better
surprise.
Watch Out was a nice surprise. It's polarizing. It's polarizing. That's what it is.
I haven't heard people say it's just okay.
That kid was a bastard. I can't stand that kid though. The plot twist was so stupid. I don't necessarily agree.
I don't agree.
I agree that the plot twist is stupid because it leads into stuff that I think is kind of stupid in terms of putting it on film and trying to actually get me on board to believe it would happen. That's all I'm saying.
I thought the movie was smart, like in its marketing, like this poster right here.
Yeah.
Like,
oh no, it's great. Yeah, it's misleading. It's very misleading.
Like very obvious. Like it is not obvious whatsoever, and all the trailers too.
Yeah, it's good. The trailers didn't ruin it.
No, like
you've never seen a second of Jiggle All the Way?
The second film.
Oh, okay. You've never seen the second one. Oh, okay. Of Jiggle All the Way. See it? Jiggle.
Jiggle
all the way.
Jiggle all the way.
That sounds like a different kind of movie. Don't watch it. Oh yeah, because Nadia did watch it. This season, right? Nadia, you watched it. We'll get more of your take on Jiggle All the Way 2 tomorrow. I'll be muted until that poster goes away. Haven't seen this one, but want to. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So when the poster goes away, we'll stop talking about it.
You're in for a quote nice surprise.
Jiggle All the Way 2 is terrible, Eric. Don't watch it. Yeah, look what you did, Eric. I agree. That was a deaf Home Alone scene they stole, but you more blood, less cutaways. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, because they have the R rating. Use it.
Yep.
And it's not. They weren't. You can show that because they were like of age, and I think in the film they were of age.
Only seen Better Watch Out once. Thought it was decent. Need to rewatch. I agree. I feel like on a rewatch, I'll like it a little bit more. I think that's what's going to happen.
I feel like maybe. I don't know. I feel like because this is one of the movies where I wish I could just wipe my memory of it and have that twist come to me again.
Yeah, well, that's with all twists, right? That you really enjoy.
Yeah, but it's like nowadays it's just kind of hard to either the twist is already spoiled for you or
it's really hard to pull it off. But this is a pretty recent movie. It's a pretty recent movie.
Even
All right, so now let's make Laren feel a little bit better because we're gonna move on from
it's
Better
not gonna
Watch
make us
Out.
feel better.
Oh yeah, because now we're gonna get into a real doozy of a film. What, this is on the 7th? No, this is on the 6th. Okay, December 6th, we ended up watching, per my recommendation, A Merry Friggin' Christmas. And I guarantee you, I'm gonna say not anyone in this chat has heard of this movie. Has anybody heard of this movie, A Merry Friggin' Christmas?
Laren, unmute so you can answer us.
And the only reason I wanted to watch this movie is 2 names. And I'm gonna try to see if I can get it here. Right there, Lauren Graham. And if you know Lauren Graham, she is in the holiday classic Bad Santa. She is the fuck me Santa, fuck me Santa, fuck me Santa girl. So I wanted to see it because of her, because I like her. I like her screen appearance. Another Christmas movie. How funny. But the real reason I wanted to watch it is because it's one of this guy's last movies right here. Robin Williams.
Not his last.
It's not his absolute last. No. His last movie released even posthumously is he voices a dog. How sad. But
no, this movie's sad. Sorry, you go first.
So I wanted to watch it because Robin Williams. I adore Robin Williams, miss him immensely. Think about him a lot. He's a phenomenal actor. So I was like, Christmas, Robin Williams, and Lauren Graham. All right, I'm in. Even though the title is somewhat A Merry Friggin' Christmas, I like it because I say friggin' a lot. You'll see the tagline here is spend it with the ones you loathe. Yeah. I loathe this movie. I absolutely do not recommend anyone ever watching this movie. It'll put you in such a sour mood.
It is so depressing.
It's literally, it's like all Robin is doing is like
crying.
He's either crying or he's a total asshole.
And see, I have a gripe with this movie. Because I'm a bah humbug. Sure. My favorite Christmas movies are The Grinch,
and Bad Santa.
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa.
Bad Santa. That's all I'll say.
People that don't like Christmas.
No.
Yeah.
But this one,
it takes it to a whole
made
new
me depressed.
It takes it to a whole new down.
And the thing is, with Robin being such a dickhead in this movie, and then all you see him is being depressed and crying, and then what happens very soon following the release of this movie, or was this
posthumously? Yep,
it was.
Yeah. Because at the end, remember, it says dedicated to.
Right. So true. Yeah. So what happened?
Which, if I was Robin, I'd be like, don't dedicate. Even in the afterlife, and I was looking down and watching people watch this, I'd be like, take my name off that. Don't dedicate this movie to me.
You see this movie, and then you know what happens not too long before the release of this movie, and it's just wow.
Plus, look at this poster. What is this?
Wow.
This is a poster. Someone designed this.
It looks like I did this.
I like the crack in the tree. That's cool.
It looks like my 6-year-old brother did this when the power was out.
Yeah, it's just a lazy poster. It's a lazy movie. Not funny in the slightest, really, ultimately, at the end of the day. I maybe chuckled a couple times. Haley didn't smile once. So, and I kind of knew that going in, but I was like, it's my boy Robin. I don't think I'm going to like it, but I gotta watch another Robin movie. So there we go. Let's see. Has anyone seen this movie? Has anyone seen this fucking piece of shit movie? Let's see here. All right, here we go. Jiggle 2 was cringe AF. Jiggle 2. Oh my God. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, I found that out afterwards that they were both in The Visit. Yeah. I was like, wow, cool. From one twist movie to another twist movie. That's cool. Let's see here. What is this? It's A Merry Friggin' Christmas. That's what it is.
I would when it comes to movies that I don't understand or I don't like, I say it was certainly a movie. This was not a movie.
Yeah, no, it really wasn't. Heard of it, heard it's horrible. Unmuted. I've heard of it because of you, because you mentioned it, but that's it. Yeah, see, no one's seen it. I've heard, but not seen it. Damn, Ed. Wow. Yep. Stay away from this movie. It's not worth your time. Seriously. Like, we had to endure it so that we could tell you on this stream, don't do it.
I'll never get that hour and some odd minutes of my life back.
It just made me miss Robin more. And then to know that it was one of his last movies, it was just like, ugh, how awful. But we followed that up the next day, the 7th, with our second watch along here on the channel, and it made us feel a lot better.
Yeah.
And that was Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
This movie I actually watched twice this month.
Yep.
Funny enough, once obviously with the watch along, and then when we were in Florida with family,
You watched it.
we watched it.
Yep. I mean, there's not a whole lot that we're going to say about it other than go watch the watch along. We comment a lot on the movie. But
Classic.
You'll crack up.
You'll crack.
That's all we got to say. You'll crack up.
Yeah, I do.
It's an absolute
I
classic.
audibly laugh at this film. Haha. Even though I watched it twice, I laughed at parts both times.
Yeah, it's just funny. Let's see here. The next one we watched on the 8th. And oh wait, hold on. It got moved around here. I had it lined up. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I swear I had it on here. Did it get deleted? I had the poster on here. Where is it?
Clearly you don't.
That's annoying. All right, well, I'm going to download it real quick because
Maybe it's on your computer. You just didn't upload it to StreamYard.
I uploaded it because I remember it being there. This has happened a couple times. I'm just going to do it real quick here. And because I don't, want to have anything interrupt the flow of things here. It's a quick download. Hang tight, everybody. Hang tight.
Well, I will say this movie, it has become like my personality now.
Yeah.
And I mean, isn't it everyone's?
Yeah. It's a great one.
Who likes this movie?
I enjoyed it quite a bit. And I was surprised I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, considering that you weren't too big of a fan of other movies of the like that I've showed you.
All right, so this is the only one that's out of order for some reason, but the next day we watched Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. This was on the 8th.
Yeah. My whole personality now. I mean,
although I think I said that I feel like this movie is a little more Halloween-y than it is Christmas. I know that's a hot debate. I know people will say, no, it's more Christmas than it is Halloween. No, it's more Halloween than it. I fall in the camp of, to me, it's more of a Halloween movie than it is a Christmas movie.
Well, regardless of what you think, Hot Topic still has the big display both times of the year of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you have Nightmare and Christmas in the same thing, so both of them go both ways. Some people, though, would say it's a Christmas movie because it's literally in the title. Halloween is not in the title. Christmas is in the title. So,
but then you'll argue that there's literally a song called This Is Halloween.
But then there's a literal song called This Is Halloween. There isn't a song called This Is Christmas, right? Is there?
I don't know.
I don't think there is. I don't think there's a song called This Is Christmas. So anyways,
not the Santa Claus.
just looking at the poster, it's Halloween movie. There's pumpkins.
Oh, whatever.
But
this is actually like, as much as I love Tim Burton, this was the first time that I've watched this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly enough, I don't know. It's because I felt like it was a Christmas movie. I feel only right watching it around Christmas.
See, look, but it's strictly a Halloween watch for me.
Bark, 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 bark. Well, I wanted. Okay, so maybe it's even if it's like a 51-49 split. I felt like that it was only right for my first viewing of this movie to be around Christmas time. True. And that only comes around once a year. So I just kept missing the mark every year.
Wait, have you not seen this movie, Nadia? You haven't seen The Nightmare Before Christmas? Is that what you're saying? Because she's commenting on Kevin's. Izzy's never really seen the whole thing.
Yeah, that's kind of the boat I was in. I had watched because it would come a lot like on TV, and I would sit there and watch it, and then just something would always happen where I would get distracted.
Yeah.
Never truly.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't know if I was going to enjoy it. I'm not a big fan of like Corpse Bride, that kind of stuff. Coraline, I'm not a big fan of either. This is the one that I would watch out of any of those.
Well, how did you feel about Frankenweenie?
Oh, and Frankenweenie. No, I wouldn't even watch Frankenweenie.
Well, in honor of the Steelbook coming out, we have to watch Paranorman.
Yeah, we'll watch Paranorman.
I know it's not Tim Burton, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm always up for it. But this is the one that I would watch out of any of them. And this was one of your Christmas presents. I bought you this for your because I'm not trying to force physical media upon Haley because she's really not a physical media gal, but she has a little stack of movies, a little stack of the movies that define her. And she didn't have The Nightmare Before Christmas, so picked it up on that one. I picked up on Blu-ray. Typically, I've been doing DVD,
DVDs.
but
Yeah. Fun fact: I also got an extra physical media via my family. They gave me like the, I guess, definitive edition DVD, mind you, of How to Train Your Dragon,
nice. There you go.
and it's actually the slip is actually really pretty.
Slip. So that was that one. Great music. It's obviously very Tim Burton, even though he is not the director. You can tell he has a big influence on that film.
Well, he's co-director.
No, he's
No?
not the director. No, he's just it's the story. The story is credited to him, and he's a producer. So that is the 8th. On the 9th, we had our third watch along. Maybe my favorite, just for the sheer fact of everybody seemed to be like on board. Because like when you do watch alongs, right? And of course, like Jingle All the Way too. But when you do watch alongs, sometimes you'll kind of gauge if people are actually truly vibing with the movie. Like, yeah, they've agreed to come on. Maybe they just want to hang out with us. They don't really care about the movie. To me, everybody seemed to be jiving with the movie. Even Tony, Basement Blues, who didn't even listen to the movie. It was on mute the whole time.
Even the people who didn't listen to the movie jived with the movie.
Jived with the damn movie because it's that good. And it is Jack Frost. No, not the killer Jack Frost. The guy who gets killed and becomes Jack Frost. But I think that also happens in Jack Frost. Anyways.
You watch it on mute.
It's the Michael Keaton Jack Frost. This is one of, and I love this poster too. It's my preferred versions of the poster. Then there's that other one, the DVD cover one. This one I really like because it has him literally transforming into George Clooney. Because fun fact, we talked about how this is actually modeled after George Clooney.
The resemblance is uncanny.
So, and then I think yesterday we were driving and I just randomly like brought up, I was like, did you know SpongeBob was actually originally designed after George Clooney? But he couldn't do it, so they got Tom Kenny, which makes no sense because it's like, what? But anyways,
like, really?
It's just funny to say anything was designed after George Clooney, and then he dropped out.
No, you said it initially. I think you said it after The Predator.
Oh, and that too. Yeah, maybe like that.
The
like,
Predator was modeled
The Predator was designed after George Clooney. Harry from Harry and the Hendersons was originally designed after George Clooney.
There's now a running joke.
Batman and Robin was originally designed after oh wait, hold on. So anyways, this movie is amazing. I love it. Except for the CGI, which we both agree is wonky, and Tim Talks Titties will tell you that it's the set designs are not the greatest, but it's okay. It's got a banging soundtrack. And fun fact, this is why this is probably my favorite watch along. Because when I was scheduling all these watch alongs, I made individual groups on Instagram, right? The smart way to do it. So I made a Grinch watch along group. I made a Bad Santa, Jingle All the Way, so I could keep everybody together in their respective groups. This is the only group that after the watch along was done, and I mean like a day or two later, still talking in it. And yeah, we're talking about the movie. Yeah, we're talking about like we're sharing images. Like I posted, I was jamming out to Michael Keaton. I posted a thing. But it's the only group that we actually continue to talk after the movie. So it's a little more special to me because of like that reason as well.
I'm not a part of said group.
This was the debut of Lepke on YouTube. So for all those reasons, it was a really special one. And and Tony made me laugh more than I think I've ever laughed at the end of that thing. I'll always say that watch the whole watch along, obviously, but go to the end when I highlight everybody, make them full screen. And I basically, it's a tradition. Like, what did you think of the movie? Instead of promoting your channel, right? Because that's like the thing to do. Oh, promote your channel. Everyone knows your channel. And if they don't know your channel, they know it's in the description. But not everyone just highlights them and says, what do you think of the movie overall? So anyways, we do that, get to Tony and he's like, it seemed like a good movie. I couldn't hear it. Everyone seemed to enjoy it, but Tony, like in the Tony way, right?
Yeah, in the Tony way.
Like the deadpan, very soft, very cool, collected Tony way. So it was a fun time. Let's see what's going on here. Here we go. I've never seen it, but I've been on the Disneyland ride, so I figured it's close enough. I can't really get into Nightmare. Love stop motion animation though. Shout out to Henry Selick.
Yeah, love my boy Henry Selick.
Kevin says Paranorman's great.
Yes, indeed it is.
Sorry, the bad CGI was a distraction. Judd says no. That was such a fun watch along. Great movie as well, obviously. Tony was funny for sure in that stream. Yeah, Tony's great. Here he is. Look at it. God, Tony, I love you, man. God, you're great. And like he'll not that long ago, he sent me a photo of him with his twin watching Avatar: The Way of Water. I was like, whoa, who's who? So keep in contact with Tony. So
I saw said picture.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's see here. So that was that watch along. Go check it out. It's a lot of fun. On the 10th. Okay, so this is our first non-Christmas movie that we watched because we had to prepare for a movie coming out this month. So we watched the first Avatar.
My first time watch along.
Your
not watch along.
First time watching. Yeah. And my maybe fourth or fifth time watching the movie.
And I will say, I have turned a new leaf.
Yeah, you were adamantly against the blue people.
I'm talking from day one of its release.
Yeah.
Hated the blue people.
Yeah.
My best friend in life, shout out to Chris.
Loves the blue people.
Loves the blue people. Like they are her personality.
Yep.
Like if you guys seen that one meme where the guy is like has tattooed his body blue stripes, that's kind of like her.
Yep.
Blue people. And like she's seen the movie more times than anybody can count. And she was like, watch the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of that person, and I kind of hate to be that person, but because it was so like, it was the highest grossing movie ever, and like everyone and their mother has seen it. I'm like, no.
I'm not gonna see it.
I'm not gonna see it actually. And plus, blue people.
Yeah. Well, that's typically the case with all big popular movies. That's how you and I feel mutually about Marvel and stuff like that. And
Marvel,
so anyways, I was gun ho about it because I was like, holy shit, we're getting a new James Cameron movie.
Blue people.
We're getting a new James Cameron's my favorite director of all time, in case anyone didn't know that. We haven't gotten a new movie from him since this movie. So I was like, holy shit, there's a new James Cameron coming out this month. I'm seeing it with or without you.
And
so
because I just like to tag along in any way, I'm like, fine, I'll watch the movie.
And you ended up liking it.
I like the movie.
You ended up liking it. And spoiler, we did see Avatar: The Way of Water. It'll pop up here eventually. I actually am a bigger fan now because of The Way of Water of the first Avatar. I think the first Avatar is the better film. I find the story more interesting in the first Avatar. That it's the classic Pocahontas story, but done with more modern technology. And I find that really interesting. The going from a human to the Avatar, back to human, back to Avatar. In Avatar 2, it's no spoiler. He's a full-on Avatar, but he's not even an Avatar. He's quite literally a Na'vi. He is a Na'vi now.
Yeah.
So to me, it's less interesting.
An alien Na'vi, and they know because how many fingers you have.
Yeah. So it's a great movie. Cameron didn't set out to change storytelling. He set out to change filmmaking. And that's what he did with Avatar. So everyone that says it's Dances with Wolves, it's Fern Gully, it's all this stuff. Okay, well, what's It's a Wonderful Life? It's a Wonderful Life is loosely based on A Christmas Carol. Did we ever complain about that though? No, we love It's a Wonderful Life.
And plus, there's the whole debate of, is Hollywood even original anymore?
Yeah.
The answer is no, but
every story's been told. Now it's, how do you tell it differently? Mm-hmm. So that's what it is. Love Avatar. It's a masterpiece in my opinion. After this rewatch, I was like, I'm putting 5 stars on Letterboxd. I love Avatar.
I was gonna say, and prior to this, I mean, like, sure, same story, different movie, but what other movie has blue people and like 10-foot tall blue people at that?
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Okay.
The Na'vi. Here, part 2 is visually stunning. It is, yeah. It's absolutely visually stunning. So this is the only non-Christmassy movie that we watched, and then of course the sequel. But moving on from Avatar, Avatar's been talked to death. Here's one that is polarizing.
Oh, this is a hot take from both of us.
We'll let Haley take the reins on this one because it is horror, and it is the original Black Christmas.
I hated it.
I hated it too. I was not a fan of it.
I went into it wanting to like it so bad.
Well, look, if this picture doesn't make your skin crawl, it's on too tight. I guess our skin's on too tight. Yeah, the phone calls were creepy, disturbing. I didn't
they
understand
were
half of
stupid.
them. I didn't understand half of them. Like,
I didn't think it was creepy at all. I thought it was stupid.
and they kind of made me laugh too.
Like, there's, there's the whole thing of like less is more. So it's like what you don't show or what you don't tell and what's left to viewer interpretation, when done right, is wonderful. Then there's just not telling people that, like, for the sake. I left the movie with more questions and none that I really cared to have answers to.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know.
I don't know. I just couldn't vibe with it. I wanted to.
I wanted to so bad.
I wanted to. And Eddie over at Eddie's Films and Stuff, he made a good point in his Letterboxd review. Yes, Eddie, I did read your Letterboxd review. I'm a true friend. He said one of my issues with the movie is how did no one hear him screaming up in the attic?
How does nobody
How does no one hear Billy up in the attic?
like footsteps? Like, I mean,
Can anyone tell us? Like, are we missing something? How does no one hear him screaming into the phone?
yeah, I mean, like I could hear my phone buzzing, like with it being on silent, just in like all the way in the back room, like walls
Yeah.
away. How do you?
I don't know. Those
People's-
walls must be really thick.
Right. Like people say that it's progressive, like for the time.
I mean,
and
it's cool. Like the kill right here on the poster is a really cool kill. The bag around the head,
it,
iconic.
I think I summed it up best by saying it was too much slow, not enough burn.
There you go. That's a good way. Too much slow, not enough burn. What do you guys think in the chat? I'm curious to see because I know it's a divisive film.
And plus, with Dave McRae talking it up so much, I went in with high expectations.
It's a slow burn. I don't mind Black Xmas either. 2019 is trash. Horror more. Nothing says Christmas like sucking in a bag. Also, it's a no for me for this movie. Yeah. Rock music. Here's what I saw in December. Christmas Evil, The Curse of the Werewolf, A Christmas Carol with George C. Scott, 8 Crazy Nights, Pinocchio, the Del Toro version, The Simpsons,
Christmas
Roasting on an Open Fire.
Pinocchio.
The Del Toro version.
A staple Christmas movie.
Yeah. We'll talk about one other one of those though coming up here. So yeah, wasn't too big on Black Christmas. Wanted to really like it, but it just wasn't a thing.
Boring, stupid, dumb. Move on.
Moving on is not to much better stuff, but I would rather watch this over Black Christmas. It's the first of two because we did consecutive films with this dude, and the first one, 4 Christmases with Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. Now, I liked this movie. Haley did not like this movie. We kind of figured that. It's very rom-com-y. It's not your kind of movie. This was my choice to watch this one.
And I just had to sit there and take it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, at the end of the day, it has Sissy Spacek, right?
For all
It has Sissy Spacek
as a cradle robber.
It's weird. Sorry, something in my eye. I enjoyed it. Has a couple good laughs. It's fun. My favorite is when they go to his dad for the first time, and that whole thing with the putting the stuff on the roof and everything. That's funny. It's Robert Duvall as his dad. Oh, it's just great stuff. So I would rewatch it. You probably wouldn't, but yeah, I always say Vince Vaughn. I go into every Vince Vaughn movie like, ugh, I don't want to watch it. It's Vince Vaughn, and he just has a punchable face, and then he wins me over somehow. So I understand how everyone gets won over by Vince Vaughn because I get won over.
Why are there so many Vince Vaughn Christmas movies?
It's wild. How do you guys feel about 4 Christmases?
Cricket.
Mizzy, it's dumb funny. It's dumb funny. I like that.
I just thought it was boring.
Rock music likes Black Christmas 74.
Well, couldn't be me.
Yeah. So that's that one. That one we watched on the 12th, and then on the 13th, we followed it up with yet another Vince Vaughn Christmas movie, and that is Fred Claus.
I have nothing to say.
Well, this one I don't even like. And I wanted to because, again, this is one of those movies that tries to explain a little bit how Santa Claus works. I think Paul Giamatti, a great actor, by the way. I think Paul Giamatti was sorely miscast in this role. I don't think he should have been Santa Claus.
You think Vince Vaughn should have been Santa?
Nothing about well, Vince Vaughn can do it because he's the goofy brother. So yeah, of course, cast Vince Vaughn. But Paul Giamatti, I think, was miscast as Santa. They should have got someone else to play Santa because he just sounds too much like
Paul Giamatti.
Paul Giamatti, and Paul Giamatti has a very distinct voice, so he didn't sound too. And maybe that's what they were going for. They wanted someone that didn't have that cliche Santa sound. But he didn't fit the bill for me. So did not like Fred Claus. You didn't like Fred Claus.
No.
I liked it okay. Fred Claus or Four Christmases, Tony? Fred Claus or Four Christmases? Never seen Four Christmases. Fred Claus is okay, nothing special. Yeah, I mean, it really never pops up on anyone's favorite Christmas movies. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, one of my main gripes is for some reason they cast big people as elves, and
yeah, CGI.
It was that time of technology where it's uncanny now because they move weird, but they put their body like they put their head on a small person's body, and it just is so weird, especially when freaking Ludacris is in this movie. That's ludicrous. He's in this movie as a DJ, and it is some of the worst stuff I've ever seen. So like uncanny, like
it's not like a deep fake. It's literally like their entire head.
Yeah, they just superimpose it onto a small person's body. It's so weird. So freaking weird. Let's get off this one. This was not a fun watch. Let's see here. This next one. Here we go. I'll let you take the reins on this one. It is
Fraggle Stick card.
He doesn't care if you're naughty or nice.
Fraggle Stick. Yeah. What do you want?
That should be, that's what it should be. Fraggle Stick card.
What? Fraggle Stick card.
Or in quotes, shall I fix you some sandwiches?
Shall I? I heard
the fuck is it with you and fixing fucking sandwiches?
I heard you the first time. Fraggle Stick card.
Yeah, this movie is absolutely hysterical.
I love this movie.
It's one of Billy Bob Thornton's best roles. Bernie Mac is amazing. Rest in peace. John Ritter is amazing. Rest in peace. Tony Cox, his little buddy there is Thurman Merman is amazing.
Your name is Thurman Merman?
Thurman Merman. I don't remember what his name is.
Your name is Thurman?
Lauren Graham is great as the bartender that falls for Billy Bob. Just everything about this movie doesn't add up.
It's a wooden pickle.
But it's so funny. Why is it covered in what's all this brown stuff? Oh, that's from blood from me cutting my hand.
It's a pickle.
It's so good. We did a watch along on this one as well. So go check it out. And that was 4K Media Guy, Convicted Cinephile, and Tony joined us. Tony's Movies and More joined us for that one. It was a lot of fun.
Santa?
So it's,
what do you want?
That's always back and forth between that and your favorite movie, Christmas movie for the Grinch.
Barbie?
Yeah. This next one became a new favorite of mine, and for you?
Yeah, it's okay.
Fat Man. Fat Man.
Fat Man.
My only issue is the name of the movie. It just sounds too much like a parody on Batman.
Yeah.
But this is a phenomenal movie. It was so good. It's more of a drama than anything. It's like a Christmassy drama.
Also a very smart movie because it's like, that's different.
Yeah. And go in with, don't try to go in knowing as little as possible about the movie because we did.
Like go in with the same expectation as you would go in with Violent Night.
Yeah.
Like think of it being like, this can't possibly be good, and then you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Yeah,
I'm saying like go in with low expectations, and you'll be pleasantly surprised.
But typically I hear just meh things about this movie.
Doesn't it have like a 30 something on?
Yeah, Rotten Tomatoes isn't kind to it. Most people aren't kind to it, and if they are, it's meh. I think it's great. I love the tagline, "'Tis the season to get even."
I mean, the ending is honestly the best part.
Yeah, but even the build up to it is like I cared about the characters, and we had a similar thing because I think afterwards you were like, how could you like this, and how could you have a problem with Better Watch Out? Because they're kind of similar with characters, right? spoily,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
spoiled kids. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Spoiled kids. So, but I got on board with these characters better than I did with the characters from Better Watch Out. That's all I'm going to say, Laren. You don't have to mute us. And Mel Gibson is, I think,
It
phenomenal
it's a
in the
more
role.
realistic interpretation of
Incredibly
Santa.
realistic. And Walton Goggins, that's a horrible actor name, but
Goggins.
that's his name, Walton Goggins.
I changed my name.
The this guy right here, the main assassin-y guy. Oh, great. Great. I thoroughly enjoy. I've seen him in a lot of stuff. He's never stood out to me except for his like teeth. He has very distinct teeth. He was great in this movie. Like this is a genuinely great role for him. So, and Mrs. Claus is great.
Mhm.
Everything about this movie is great. So I highly recommend Fat Man. I loved it so much. I picked it up on Blu-ray.
Wow, would you look at
So
that?
that is what we watched on the 16th. On the 17th, yeah, see what the heck happened to my posters? I had this one in here. I know I had this one in here. And it got like deleted.
That's unfortunate.
I know I had it in here. 100% know I had it in here. Ugh. Stream nerd.
You should always triple check.
I guess. Shouldn't I? It takes 2 seconds to pull it back up.
Yeah, but that was 2 seconds you could have saved.
I know. Let's see here. Let's go with
Yeah, go with that one. Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, go with that.
All right, sure. Let's go with that one. All right, so this is the next one we watched, and we both enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything truly like, oh my god, it's a new favorite, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Like, was okay. I'm gonna say a hot take right now.
Mhm.
Yes, it was a visually stunning movie, but that's looking at it like overall.
Mhm.
If you were to isolate some scenes and really look at them, you would go, huh?
Huh?
And it's like, are you really going to complain about like one little flaw when literally this entire scene isn't even real to begin with?
Yeah,
Yes.
crazy.
I am. Like when they're on like one of the islands or something, and like I'm complaining, like one of my gripes I have are with the sea people. They just don't look right. It's not like the kids in particular, like the teenagers, just don't look right in some scenes. And people are gonna go like, "You're really like gonna criticize it?" Like the whole island that they're even standing on isn't even real, and you're picking out that little thing. I am a firm believer that like all the parts really do make up the whole.
Mhm.
So if there's one thing that is gonna stick out like a sore thumb, it will affect the entire thing. But that's me nitpicking. Like everything else. Like, I mean, the water itself, it's not real. And it's like, holy shit. So, I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's a movie. It's 3 hours of blue people and bluer people.
Yeah, it's definitely long. It's the first James Cameron movie where I felt the length. Typically, his films, while long, I don't really ever feel the length. It flies by. Titanic being his best, but
Yeah, that movie does fly.
this one I felt. This one I really felt. I was like, wow, it's still going. But yeah, it's fun. Does this story warrant more sequels, more sequels, more sequels? To me, it does not. I don't think to a lot of people it does.
Like, what else could they do?
But it is what it is. James Cameron is doing it, so I'll pay $9 to go see it, and it's almost about to hit $1 billion worldwide. So
Well, yeah, good job. I guess like I'm a little bitter about it because like all the hype about it was this is the best technology is ever gonna like has ever looked thus far in filmmaking.
mhm.
So, you know, and with it being James Cameron and having seen the first one, you go in with pretty high expectations. But I'm gonna be uh I'm gonna be that person and say that I think the first one looked better,
Wow. All right.
especially considering the time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I liked it. Go see it if you like the first Avatar. If you don't like the first
Blue people.
Avatar, you're not going to like this one.
Yeah,
So
blue people.
moving on, it's not a Christmas movie, so we're just going to kind of get past it. Next one, we did our last watch along, and that is the best version of the Grinch story, Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Jury duty. Jury duty.
Yeah. Jury duty, jury duty, jury duty, blackmail, pink slip, chain letter, eviction notice, jury duty, jury, 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 jury. Yay! It's amazing. Everything about this movie just is amazing. Everything about it is amazing.
I could pour my heart out to this movie.
Yeah, it's
I already did.
Like there's a few movies I would love to go back in time to and literally be on the set. This is one. I would love to be able to go back in time and just be a fly on the wall on this set.
I would like to be a who.
Just to see Jim Carrey in it, like in between. You know what I mean? It's a shame because they did a lot of behind the scenes on him for Man on the Moon, and they turned it into a phenomenal Netflix documentary called Jim and Andy, where it shows his process. I wish they would have done something like that for the freaking Grinch, because I would die to just watch endless hours of behind the scenes footage of Jim Carrey. Half of it is probably him screaming, trying to get the fuck out of the makeup. So
half is just him going nuts and smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. So it's amazing. It's quotable. It's funny. It is
the movie ever.
People that hate on it, I
go kick rocks.
We've clearly seen a different movie.
Yeah.
Because I don't understand how you couldn't like this movie.
There is too bitter. Like I'm bitter, but that's like a whole new level. And it's not just nostalgia. It's a good movie. Good movie.
So no 3D for Avatar 2, Ed and Haley? Yeah, no, we watched it in 2D.
Yeah.
Watched it in 2D.
I feel like if I were to watch a 3-hour long 3D movie, my eyeballs would melt out of their sockets.
Have you seen Catherine Bigelow's film, The Weight of Water? Weird coincidence. Well, it's weird because Catherine Bigelow was James Cameron's wife at one point.
Oh, yeah.
Catherine Bigelow, she directed Point Break.
Catherine Bigelow, the gigolo?
But The Weight of Water, that's funny. No, I haven't seen it. I'm glad I checked this out with you guys. I enjoyed the clusterfest going on. It was fun. Yeah, it was fun having you. Where are you, Christmas? It's still annoying.
What
were you gonna say? She forgot.
I forgot.
Moving on from the Grinch, because we have not a lot to say about it other than go watch the watch along if you have not. On the 18th, here we go. I'm ready to rustle some feathers here, baby.
I don't know if you mentioned it, but we watched both of those movies, the Avatar and the Grinch, on the same day.
Yeah. So we watched Avatar 2 and the Grinch on the same day. The next day, on the 18th, we watched this phenomenal dramatic film known as It's a Wonderful Life.
I love Jimmy Stewart.
What about this poster tells you it's a Christmas movie? Nothing.
The red font.
Nothing about this poster says and this is the original theatrical released poster. This is the poster, not the subsequent home media releases and everything. Nothing about this movie says Christmas.
It literally opens like the Shrek opening, but with Christmas.
I get it, but it's not it's not a Christmas movie. I've been very vocal about it. I've maybe annoyed some people with it.
I'm saying it's funny.
I put it in Letterboxd in my favorite holiday movies, but I put a little note saying I'm only doing this because the world has pressured me into doing this. To me, it's not. To me, it's not a Christmas movie, and it's not. It's not a Christmas. It's a great movie. I will watch this movie in May.
Okay.
I'll watch this movie in May.
Mark his words. We'll watch it in May.
So it's a great movie. Have nothing bad to say about it. I can understand all the love and hype and everything for this movie.
Every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
We're going crazy for you. We're going crazy for you. Yeah, James Stewart is at his best, obviously, and Donna Reed, is that her name? Yeah, Donna Reed, the love interest. Oh, she's great too. Beautiful. Like a lot of the older actresses that I watch, I don't understand the appeal to when the person falls in love with them or whatever. Her, I get. Her, I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Makes sense. This movie makes me think of Bruce Almighty because there's a scene in Bruce Almighty when pulling the moon down
Oh yeah, yeah.
that comes from this. And so like anytime I watch that, I think of Bruce Almighty. But other than that, yeah, it's a great movie. And it's obviously inspired a lot of movies subsequently, but It's a Wonderful Life was inspired by A Christmas Carol. If you didn't know that. So there you go.
Well, actually, if we're gonna be specific, it goes Christmas Carol, and I looked it up. So A Christmas Carol was published in 1846 or 43, one of the two. But wait, was this 43? 1940?
I don't know, Laren. I don't feel like looking it up. When's It's a Wonderful Life, or anybody? When's
well,
It's a Wonderful
whatever.
Life? Oh, it's 1946. Remember, it's the year my dad was born.
Yes.
1946.
So, A Christmas Carol was done in 1946 or 1943. Shoot, 1943, and then the short story that was written that was inspired by A Christmas Carol was published in 1943. So 1843, 1943, this movie in 46.
Yeah.
So a whole century apart.
Yeah.
From A Christmas Carol being published, that short story being published,
Yeah.
and then 3 years later this movie was
Yeah.
done.
Yep.
That was
so
cool.
if you like It's a Wonderful Life, you have A Christmas Carol to thank. But It's a Wonderful Life is not a Christmas movie. Moving on, shall we? To the 19th, we watched one of my favorites and the only Hanukkah movie that we watched this year. We have 8 Crazy Nights. Hanukkah is the festival of lights. One day of presents. Hell no. Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights, featuring Adam Sandler doing 4 voices. It's so good. It's so funny. I have nostalgia for this movie. You don't. I think you were 1 when this movie came out. So there's that. But I love this movie. And Whitey Duvall is amazing. Okay. That's a technical foul. A technical foul.
I'm begging anybody, please, just put me out of my misery.
I can do a pretty good Whitey. I have a little trouble with Eleanor. Hey, Whitey. Hey, Whitey. Hey, look, Whitey. They were giving out lobster bibs in the bathroom. It's not a lobster bib, Eleanor. It's a joint protector for your tushy.
All I'm asking is just like, it'll take 2 seconds, but just put me out.
I love this movie. The ultimate battle between naughty and nice. Adam Sandler. It's great. How do we feel about 8 Crazy Nights in the chat?
I can't determine what was my least favorite of all of these between Merry Friggin and this. Can't figure it out. Can't figure it out. The only thing is that what I hate.
Yes, Laren. Yes, Laren. Yes. Doesn't really count as a Christmas movie. I agree.
I hate, and I mean loathe, the fact that the animation is actually like kind of really good.
Yeah, the animation's good for for what it is, and the fact that it wasn't a Disney movie. It's a Sony movie.
It's because I think the animators either they came from or they went on to do something with the Iron Giant,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
And it shows.
I do like some of the crude humor.
No.
Yeah. Again, I think it's like you either have to have watched it when it came out, or you're really not going to get on board for it. But I just have like all the songs hit for me. I dig the crap out of it.
This movie was a pain.
I dig the crap out of it. So
like, I was in pain watching this movie.
And I have this one on Blu-ray, so it's a nice Blu-ray. That is Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights.
Yes. No. We skipped the 14th, not the 15th, and
you skipped the 15th.
No, we didn't. That was Bad Santa.
The 15th was Bad Santa. We skipped the 14th. Yes, we skipped the 14th.
But it all adds up the same.
Yeah, because we do 2 sometimes. We do 2 movies sometimes. But yeah, we did skip the 14th. We didn't do anything on the 14th. After 8 Crazy Nights came yet another rendition of a classic story that we had watched.
It's something good.
Well, this was mine. 8 Crazy Nights was my choice because I love Adam Sandler.
Yeah, you do.
This next one was your choice. The Muppet Christmas Carol.
I love this movie.
I enjoyed it. Yeah, I like this one way better than Scrooged.
Yeah, we watched 3 renditions of A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this movie.
Yep.
No cheeses for us, Mises.
My only issue, and I know it's Disney, but then I also think, well, Jim Carrey's version is Disney as well. I don't like how Michael
No, it's
Caine.
not.
Yeah, it is. The Jim Carrey version is Disney.
When you say Jim Carrey, I was thinking of the Grinch. I'm like, Grinch is
No.
literally Universal.
Michael Caine, my cocaine wasn't Scroogey enough.
Yeah.
He didn't have a stick too far up his ass.
I mean, it's the Muppets.
I think he should have gone a little more method and put the stick a little up further.
Well, you have to admit, like, for as like, Scroogey as he is.
But I get it. It's the Muppets.
Well, I'm saying
you can't go too Scroogey.
No, I'm saying, but like, for as like bitter and mean as he was, you have to admit it's funny, like him berating Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
Like,
I would love to see a rated R version of this where he like takes the puppets and throws them and shit.
No,
kicks them into
like-
fucking sand.
like it's funny how they don't talk to the Muppets like they're puppets, but like they're people.
But like they're people, yeah. Like they're not talking to a frog. They're
Yeah.
talking to but that's the thing with the Muppets all the time, right? Everyone
Yeah,
acts like they're just talking to a human.
Yeah.
No one ever questions
Yeah,
why
that's what I'm
are
saying,
you a
that's
fucking
funny.
pig?
Like, why are you a frog that's talking to me right
Who
now?
the fuck cares?
Oh, it's so like hearing him yell at Kermit saying like that he has to work on Christmas.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it's
Sad, but it's funny.
and the music. Yeah.
Here we go. Laren says, I said this before, but I think 8 Crazy Nights holds up pretty damn good. Those impressions were spot on. Well, thank you. And if you said something bad about the movie, that's a technical foul. A technical foul. What? You know it's good. That's
know
why
it's
you're
good,
like, oh, it's so spot on.
I know it's because I hated his voice.
Why do you hate my voice?
Not your normal person voice. Normal.
You labels and logos are wasting your time making me sit here, 'cause nothing you can say or do will make me shed a tear.
If this video gets 1,000 likes, he will do a cover album of 8 Crazy Nights.
Let's see. I've never seen this, says Kevin. It's a classic, says Mizzy.
Now that's a technical
I also have
foul.
never seen it, says Laren. Did anyone watch Christmas with the Joker Christmas episode from Batman the Animated Series? No, I've not. Haley looks in pain.
I am Mizzy.
All right. Well, the Muppet Christmas Carol, I enjoyed it. Yeah, I liked it on
I loved
Letterboxd,
it.
so
loved it.
I had fun
And
with it.
Speaking of the Muppets, I made him promise me that the first movie that we're gonna watch in the new year is the
Muppet movie.
1979 Muppet movie.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Because that's like one of my favorite movies, like ever. I mean, not obviously I don't have enough slots on my letterbox to put it as a favorite, but it is. And he's never seen it.
Never.
That's gonna change.
Following the Muppet Christmas Carol, we watched my favorite Christmas movie of all time. Some people love to counter and say, hey, it's actually not a Christmas movie. It's a home invasion movie. Okay, well, sure. It takes place all during Christmas. That's all I'm going to say. Home Alone. Kevin! Kevin, are you in the chat? Here you go. This is your shining moment right here. Look at that poster. I want that on my wall. Look at that. That is iconic right there. It looks like we have a third host. Right? He's like the perfect height.
Yeah, that's funny.
Can you imagine if we had Macaulay Culkin as a third host?
I'm sure if you asked him, he might actually say yes.
But yeah, what can be said about Home Alone that hasn't already?
I went in, like, this is my first time actually watching it, like, in full, but I have seen, like, the whole thing just in bits and pieces because this is a favorite in my household, but not mine. It's still not mine.
Yeah.
I didn't like it on Letterboxd. I just think it's
How
okay.
do you not like Home Alone? How do you not like Home Alone?
I don't know.
I don't know, Scott.
I don't know.
I
I just don't.
Yeah, everything about this movie is chef's kiss. Macaulay Culkin, man, but it really does rely on Macaulay. If they casted the wrong kid, like they did in some of those later sequels, it falls apart. You need a magnetic screen presence, and Macaulay is it.
Like, for me, like I loved Macaulay because I think he's just a little buddy guy. I
Yeah.
think he's really cute. But for me, it just didn't like he wasn't enough to make the movie.
He wasn't enough. But then you have the wet bandits.
They certainly are. They invaded our house, so
love I don't know what I was going to say. Home Alone, love Home Alone. One of the underrated John Williams scores. I think not a lot of people bring up Home Alone when they talk about John Williams. They say Jurassic Park, Jaws, E.T., all that stuff, Harry Potter, and it all makes sense. But classic.
yeah, it certainly is. Now, okay. Now
Following
with
that,
everything I just said,
we go to the next day, a movie she did enjoy.
yeah,
But
because
why did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it because it actually ironically enough, because it felt more Christmassy to me. I'm missing the obvious reason for intentionally, but it felt more Christmassy to me. I like the fact that it actually took place in a bigger location, the city of New York, rather than
Yes.
just being stuck at the house.
That's one thing that, because I've never really done a quick marathon like this of 1 and 2. Watching the second one, it really dawned on me how higher the stakes are, and just in terms of the world that we're in here. In the first movie, he's stuck at home, so it's really not that it's sort of overreacting on the parents' part because it's like he's at home.
Yeah, I mean,
He's in New York. That's something to get, upset about.
Pre 9/11.
He's in New York with the pigeon lady. The fucking pigeon lady has Kevin.
And I mean, there are some things I do like more from Home Alone 1. Like, I like the old guy neighbor rather than the pigeon.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
he's
obviously
so,
that's an obvious
so
one.
good. He's so good.
But yeah, I mean, I was left home alone when I was younger than him.
You were Kevin'd?
I know. I mean, not on purpose. Well, I mean,
they never left him on purpose.
Not on accident. Not on accident.
Okay.
I meant to say, not on accident. Intentionally left home alone. Not for a vacation.
Yeah.
Just all right, I'm going to the store. I'm going out. Don't open the door for anybody.
Yeah.
Close the lights. And it's just maybe that's why I don't know, because it's just and plus he's 8. It's not like he's 3. I mean,
I will say I like
he went shopping.
I much prefer the poster to Home Alone 2. I think it's more clever than holding the Empire State Building is really cool, and then instead of doing this again, it's him holding the newspaper. Out of the 2 posters, I think the second one's better. My favorite film though is the first one, but I really do love this. And come on, you haven't even said Tim Curry yet. Or Rob Schneider.
I was getting to that.
Or Rob Schneider.
I love Tim Curry. My everything. He is my everything.
Yeah, this is my favorite Tim Curry role. Him as the manager.
You haven't seen any other. Rocky Horror.
And Pennywise.
Have you seen both of them? Both parts?
I don't care. I've seen enough that I got to see.
Whatever.
And I've seen the Wild Thornberries. He's Nigel.
But he is my everything. And he's just so I can't begin to explain.
A pizza.
He's just a buddy guy. He's just a little goober.
Pizza.
He's just a goober. I don't know, his facial expressions, his mannerisms. Yeah. He's a goober.
Not anymore. Anyways.
And yeah, Rob Schneider's funny.
And Rob Schneider's great.
They're so young.
So young.
Youthful.
Let's see here. Yeah, Davy's song. That's a good song on 8 Crazy Nights. I don't know. Never heard anyone say that before. Y'all hear that Macaulay legally changed his name to
Macaulay
Culkin.
He liked his name so much he had it twice.
It's Macaulay Culkin.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
That'd be if you were Edward Green.
Edward Green
Jr.
Love both. Yeah, that's usually the consensus. I voted on the winner. Nadia he did a poll a couple of years ago. What the heck are you guys talking about? I like Home Alone 2 more than Home Alone.
Yeah, I mean that's the boat I'm in.
Yeah, they are both great, but 2 is better.
Yeah, I liked And I like this one on Letterboxd. I didn't like the first one. But it's funny because Rotten Tomatoes, I know we should stop talking about Rotten Tomatoes, but I
Yeah,
can't help
they
it.
don't
I
like
can't
this
help it.
movie on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, they do not.
Um,
Macaulay
you changed it
Culkin.
to Macaulay Culkin. What the hell? Yeah, it's great. It's a great movie. Yeah. The pigeon lady is too much of a carbon copy of the old man from the first movie.
But it's also, you were watching a stream the other night and they said something like, you know, Kevin finds this obviously like homeless,
Yeah, it was the flick
friendless,
pick. John
Yeah.
Flickinger I was watching. And he was
homeless.
talking about how at the end of the movie he doesn't give her like gift cards to Starbucks. He doesn't say, "Come back to my apartment
Yeah,
or a
we're gonna have
studio.
dinner."
You can join us." He gives her Christmas ornaments.
Like, nothing to keep her warm.
That's it.
It gives her fucking
But anyways, it's a great movie. We've all seen it pretty much. So moving on to a movie that brought us down from a real good high was this piece of shit. Black Xmas. What a cool poster, though. Very vibrant poster. I really I really dig it. Her head covered in
Yeah.
Christmas lights.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And then it says this holiday season, the sleigh ride begins. But it's
sleigh.
SLAY.
2006.
2006.
And it
this one.
reeks of 2006. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I mean.
This movie gives more of a backstory. That's what it. It's more
This
of a
is
backstory.
probably the worst ending of a movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
It is kind of abrupt, isn't it?
It just ends.
It just ends. But that was
Like-
good because I was like, oh, whew, I thought it was going to keep going.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's not good. We watched it on Tubi or something, so we kept getting ads in between, so that made it worse as well.
Because it was delaying the end of this movie.
That made it worse as well.
And it's like, I mean, we didn't have high expectations,
Nah.
but
I was like,
God.
maybe I'll like it more. It
Like,
also
maybe-
has Michelle Trachtenberg from that Disney movie Ice Princess, and it's funny because that's 2005 that skating movie for Disney comes out. This movie comes out a year later, and how does she die? She gets a skate to the head.
And then there's
That's
an actress
funny.
from Final Destination.
That's funny. Oh yeah, the actress from Final Destination 3, which is the same year as this movie. So she had a pretty good year. So, overall, if you don't like, well, the general consensus on this movie is it's far inferior to the original, but I don't think either one's great.
No.
So,
Like, if you had to ask me, like, if you put a gun to my head and said you have to watch one of these movies again, and it
you
was
wouldn't know what to watch.
no,
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either. I might go with this one just because it's more. I feel like it goes by quicker.
Yeah.
I feel like it does. So moving on from that is a new favorite, and yet again,
My suggestion. Mine.
yet again, I will argue this is not technically a Christmas movie, but and it's ironic, it's the same actor. The Shop Around the Corner, James Stewart. Again, Christmas comes in at the end.
Yeah.
What
but-
about this movie is Christmas?
Yeah.
It's
but
just a good movie. It's a
you-
good romantic movie.
You argue that this one's more Christmas.
I
than-
got more Christmassy vibes from this movie than I did It's a Wonderful Life. But I will say, as much as I like this movie too, I put it in my top 100 movies of all time. I took out, what the hell did I take out? I forgot what movie I took out. But I put The Shop Around the Corner in there in its place because I love this movie.
You're welcome. That was my
I was so
suggestion.
surprised
Mine.
that Frank Morgan, does that sound familiar? He's the wizard from The Wizard of Oz. I never, like, obviously I knew he did other things, but to me, he is so attached to that movie. I was like, oh my God, the wizard is in this movie. So
Awesome to see you.
that's his name, right? Frank Morgan? Let me know, Laren. Frank Morgan? Oh yeah, there it is, Frank Morgan. Oh, so good. This is the movie that inspired You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan, which I think is inferior. This movie is,
It's great.
this might be my favorite James Stewart movie.
Wow.
I have to watch a couple more, but I like this movie better than It's a Wonderful Life. I do. I would rather watch this than It's a Wonderful Life.
I'd have to ponder that.
How do we feel about the last two we've talked about here? A lot of it is kind of a copy of the first, even some of the booby traps. Yeah, well, they like if they weren't killed in the first movie, they literally
my God.
electrocute
Like his
Marv
skeleton.
to to a freaking
Oh
skeleton.
my God. No, like I know there's like
and the bricks to the head. Constant.
no, that was funny. Like my guy would be long
Oh,
gone.
he'd be long.
And I know
gone.
there's like analyses of the traps, like the logistics behind them, like people just doing it for funs.
Yeah, yeah.
But God,
Yep.
no, they're goners.
Thank you. I really don't like Black Xmas. Ugh, it was so bad. So, do you like this Xmas better or the 74? Well, we answered that. I like Black Xmas not as much as Black Christmas 74.
Yeah, the skin cookies.
Oh yeah, the skin cookies. That was kind of cool though. The skin cookies. That was a neat little detail.
I see that as more like jerky.
God, don't watch Black Christmas 2019. Yikes.
We'll watch it.
I'll
Just to
watch
spite.
this soon if it's. Oh, I thought you were doing a Christmas song there. If it's not Christmas movie, yeah, it's really not. Christmas comes in at the very end, very similar to It's a Wonderful Life. So, it's just a good movie. It's a great movie. Never heard of this before. Huck's Trivia. Yeah, The Shop Around the Corner. You've heard of You've Got Mail with Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. This is the movie that inspired it. So check it out. It's a great film. Love it for Haley's recommendation.
Yeah.
Now we're closing in 2 more movies, baby. This next one we did during our last live stream when we built our store, our Target store. We watched The Polar Express. When Christmas comes to town.
Hot, hot, hot.
We've got it. Hot, hot, hot. We've got it. Yeah, it's great. The animation, can't take it.
No.
A lot of people can't
stand
take it. A lot
Can't
of people use the word creepy.
Uncanny.
To me, I can look past it. It's a phenomenal story. I don't know where the train comes from, but that's okay.
Where did it come from? Where does it go?
Yeah, well, it goes to the North Pole. Not a lot of people talk about Tom Hanks as Santa Claus in like the lists of Santa Claus, but he's a pretty good Santa Claus. Tom
Yeah,
Hanks.
it's okay. Honestly, the second half of the movie is the most forgettable thing in the world for me.
Yeah, it's really the journey there is more interesting
Yeah,
versus
like,
actually getting there.
Every single time I watch this movie, I like there's a distinct point. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head where it is, but maybe it's like after the train's like sliding on the ice. But right after that, it's like cricket. Like if you were to ask me what happens, I couldn't tell you.
Ew, the Polar Express, the bipolar express.
Bipolar.
Oh man.
Hot.
Dead eyes, kid.
Yeah, like there's just nothing going in there.
I liked when the train drifts.
Tokyo Drift.
Um,
There's just nothing going on in those eyes of
Yeah.
the kids. Nothing.
that's a fun
Glazed
movie.
over.
It's a fun movie. Very magical. Makes me feel like a kid every time I watch it. So we kind of haphazardly watched that one because we were really more
But
focused
we're
on
counting it.
on the gingerbread, but the sugar cookie thing.
Really, we didn't have to count it because we still would have made the quota anyway. But
And the last one. Okay, so this one I was saving because I thought Meatloaf Tony was going to be doing a watch along on his channel that I was going to join. Never happened. Such a shame. But we ended the season with one of my favorite Christmas movies, not one of yours. Christmas with the Cranks.
I hate this.
Why?
I hate this movie.
Why?
We're already at 2 hours. I could make that another hour.
At an hour 50.
Yeah, I can make this. If you were to ask me that question and I answered you truthfully in its entirety, we'd be here for another hour.
This movie gets way too much hate. It has like a 5% on Rotten Tomatoes or something.
Should be
like
lower.
That. It has a $22 Blu-ray, which is crazy.
Should be
So we watched the DVD
higher.
version, but I don't know. This movie is so it just lights me up. And a common criticism of the movie is it says it promotes conformity, and I don't understand that criticism at all. Like, I think people are missing the point. It's not promoting conformity. It's saying that go ahead, skip whatever you want. You can't skip Christmas. Christmas is too important. You can't skip it. But everyone's like, it promotes conformity. Yeah, it promotes conformity. The town is trying to conform. Like, the town gives up halfway through. I don't know if you noticed. What gets them going is the freaking daughter calls.
That's
So,
the most annoying part.
That's all I'm going to say there. They would have been on the cruise had she not called. So
Should have been. It's not satisfying. The ending is not satisfying.
Oh, to me, it's so satisfying. I've never understood the ending though, with the car attached to the reindeer. To me, that's weird. It's like, why is his car attached? I
Why
don't
is this punch
understand this.
buggy?
What, can he magically turn it into the sleigh as he's going? I don't know.
I think that the rising action of it with the daughter calling's annoying. I think it's not funny. It's not fun.
Yes, free Frosty, free Frosty, free Frosty. Frosty dies tonight. Frosty dies tonight. Frosty dies
I'm
tonight.
gonna kill myself.
Because it's Jamie Lee. Get it?
Yeah, I get it.
Well, we all know Haley does not like Tim
Thank
Allen.
you, Mizzy. Thank you.
Well, how did you see seeing him in a freaking Speedo? You get to see that big bulge.
I have a form of PTSD.
Tim Allen's packing.
I have a form of PTSD.
Tim Allen's packing. This movie is very horror, and they probably did it because Jamie Lee's in it, but it has a lot of horror to it.
Terrifying.
My favorite is when the Christmas carolers are outside and they think they've stopped and the camera slowly pans in on Jamie Lee, and then she bends down and the camera goes with her, and then the camera comes up with her, and in the window are the carolers. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. And like Frosty is like demonic or something. Like his eyes are lighting up when he's not plugged in. It's crazy, man.
But Tim Allen, like when he's at the beginning, like,
oh yeah. Oh, it's not even Saturday night.
stop. Eat your pasta.
Finish your pasta.
This movie.
It's so good.
I hate this movie.
Oh, I'm finished with my pasta. It's you I'm not finished with.
I hate.
And she thinks she's gonna get like dick down, and he comes out and it's like, me of a woman, I have an idea, a great idea. What are you doing? Button up. The Caribbean.
I hate this movie.
So good. It's so good. The Botox scene is amazing when he gets the Botox. Well, that was I always think of the trailer for the movie. The trailer really harped on that Botox scene. Watch this with Nadia the first time. Really good. Wait, hold on. Are you and Nadia in cahoots? Like, are you and Nadia, like, how did you watch it with Nadia? Are you in the same room right now? I'm confused.
What's the lore?
Yeah, what's the lore between Nadia and Kevin? I need to know. I want to know. I need to know.
Are they married?
Yeah, like, are you? Oh, Mizzy wants to know, did you eat the house or the store? No, we took a bunch of pictures, as many pictures as we could. We shared them on our Instagrams, and then we threw it away. we donated it to the raccoons in the dumpster that eventually get there.
Yeah, I was gonna leave. I would have left it out, like just for some display for like a day or two, had we not been leaving the next day.
He's my boyfriend. Kevin is your boyfriend. Oh my God. Wow. Plot twist. Nadia will tell you. Wow. So you both watch us. That's amazing. We appreciate that. I had no idea, Kevin. I thought you were some person out there anywhere but California.
Oh, no
Yeah,
way.
look. Whoa. Cool.
Oh, I love learning lore.
Yeah, right?
Huh.
LOL donated to the raccoons. Yeah, I'm sure they had a field day with that damn thing. Much better than toilet paper and fucking opened garbage. Oh, nice. Another YouTube couple. Yeah, I didn't know that either. So there we go. We learned something new tonight. So there we go, everybody. That is what we watched. And then we watched last night, we watched Seven.
I needed something. Give me some grit.
She needed some real darkness. So I was like, well, I have Seven I haven't seen in the collection. You want to watch Seven? So we watched Seven. David Fincher's Seven.
I needed something, anything, good or bad.
Yeah. So that is it. That's what we watched. He's made some appearances on my channel. I just never connected. It's so weird. I never connected that.
I mean, if it was like, you have such a unique name, Nadia. And so it's like, if somebody were to refer to you, we would know. But if like, no offense, Kevin.
Yeah, Kevin's more mainstream.
So it like the odds of there being two Kevins wouldn't have been
crazy, man. Well, there you go. You learned something new. I love how everyone types 7 with the 7 in the middle. I love that.
Love it.
7, great. What? Give me thoughts on 7. So I did not know. Spoilers. If you haven't seen 7, spoilers, mute us, and then we'll do this when we're done. Kevin Spacey is the killer in 7. I had no clue he was even in 7.
Neither did I.
And I just found it ironic. I was like, oh, of course it's Kevin. Of course it's Kevin
Yeah, I mean,
Spacey.
who else would it have been?
Perfect casting.
Yeah, it's not like it was Morgan Freeman.
What's in the box?
I wish I saw what was in the damn box.
People say it's a twist ending. To me, it's not a twist ending.
it's a reveal.
It's just it's a bizarre ending. It's not a twist ending.
No.
Right? It's not a twist ending. It's just sort of
No.
like, oh, wow.
Like, I guess the twist, I guess you would argue, is like because he said there were two bodies out there and like there weren't two bodies. Like the two bodies we're actually gonna be them. Like he
Yeah.
planned for it to be them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, there weren't actually bodies, and they came in saying like that they had blood of his own and an unidentified one. So it was like, oh,
We did not watch Die Hard or Die Hard 2. It's just a good ending. Yeah, I agree. It's just a good ending. Better than Narnia, I guess. Oh, Nadia. The Chronicles of Narnia. Nardia.
Well, the beauty of there being so many movies out there is that now we have things to look forward to next year.
Yep.
Because I mean, sorry.
But overall, we both enjoyed 7. I really like the characters. That's how you write good characters. Like I cared about the characters. I don't know. Does anyone else have? Well, we did have our fan going to dry the rug, but I don't know. Is anyone? And maybe I need a sound bar or something. I just have a TV. But that was the first movie that I had to turn on subtitles because I couldn't understand what the fuck they were saying.
No, that wasn't the fan. The music, like the sound mixing, was really bad.
So that was the Blu-ray.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Yeah, we had to turn on subtitles. Typically, I don't like doing that, but I was like, I won't understand this movie. So
like the music and the sound effects were so loud.
overpowering. Yeah. But maybe a sound bar evens it out. I don't know. Like I've always wanted to get a sound bar or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was something else.
Kevin always has subtitles.
And I said it like jokingly because sometimes if a movie starts out that way, like you sort of get used to it as the movie goes on. I felt that way with Fat Man.
Yeah.
And you know, you get used to it and it just becomes easier, but it was getting worse. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. Mizzy wants to know, are we doing any watch alongs in January? I don't know if we're doing any watch alongs in January.
Might give it a break like every other month.
Yeah. So we did October. We didn't do anything in November. Well, we did one. We did Billy Madison. So we might do one, you know what I mean? Like one here or there. But to do like a string of them themed, the next big holiday coming up is Valentine's Day, right? So in February, we'll do, I think 4, February 14th, 4. We're not doing 14, but we'll do 4 watch alongs. We'll schedule 4 watch alongs with movies dedicated around the theme of love, not romance, love. Because there's a couple movies we want to watch that don't have romance involved. It's more love. So we're going to watch some of those. We're going to have guests on for that. So really February is the next like big string of watch alongs.
Which falls in line with that every other month, coincidentally.
Yeah. Really in January, you're going to see more Fans of Something lives, and you're going to see the Sandler live stream, the top either 10 or 5. I haven't decided if it should be a top 10 or a top 5, but it's going to be a Sandler live stream. So, and we're going to try to get a full panel on for that as well. So that's what's coming up in terms of live streams for January. What are we watching on Valentine's Day, Eddie and Haley?
Good question.
Well, there is a movie called Valentine's Day, so we might watch that.
I do really want to watch My Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine. I do. My Bloody Valentine watch along. Is Wally on there? Wally might be on there. Maybe we should throw Wally on there.
Oh, I would love that. Pop open my Criterion.
Need to watch My Bloody Valentine from 1981. Okay, yeah, it seems like My Bloody Valentine, but I've never seen it, so we would have to watch it first and then do it, the watch along.
Yeah.
When are we watching Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers?
That's so funny.
Actually, you know what? Maybe because January is infamously known as the dumping ground for bad movies. Most bad movies come out in January. I don't know if you know that.
I was gonna say we're gonna save that for. I initially said April 1st.
April 1st, but maybe January because it is a bad movie. It's an objectively bad.
Opinion.
It's
That's
an objectively bad movie.
That's your opinion. You're entitled to your own opinion.
Right? It's an objectively bad movie.
To your own opinion.
So maybe we'll do it in January, The Cat in the Hat.
Because we have to have one guest in particular.
Yeah, your cousin.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bad movie. See?
Wrong
Question.
answer?
In your opinion, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I haven't seen Die Hard.
I haven't seen Die Hard either.
I know that's going to upset some people, but I haven't seen it, so I can't answer that to you. I would say it's maybe more of a Christmas movie than It's a Wonderful Life. I can tell you right now, in my opinion, It's a Wonderful Life is not a Christmas movie. Are we going to see Titanic on Valentine's? We did mention that at the beginning of the live stream.
Yeah, Lauren, why weren't you paying attention?
Maybe you were what am I trying to say? Maybe you were
Muted?
no, blow drying your hair, stepping out of the shower. I don't know. But yes, we are going to be seeing Titanic in February.
You were going to say that.
We are going to be seeing Titanic in theaters. What the you haven't seen Die Hard? Goddamn. Yeah, I haven't seen Die Hard. Die Hard is so cool.
Sorry.
Next year.
Something to look forward to. And
Yeah.
I'm kind of getting really sick of Christmas movies.
Yeah. So with that, we've wrapped up the Christmas season. Because now it's
I was gonna say, question for everybody. Like, in the same vein of keeping your Christmas decorations up till the new year, would y'all still watch Christmas movies till the new year, or
I
is
think
that
Mizzy said he watches them to the end of the year.
Or-
I think that's what Mizzy said. But yeah, us, we're after the 25th. It's over.
Yeah.
So the only thing that continues on Christmassy are coffee flavors. That's
Mhm.
about it. Christmas music is dead. You don't hear it on the radio anymore. We still have our tree up, but
It's not even
just
lit.
because we're lazy.
You didn't even light it.
Not even lit. Yeah, Christmas is officially over. That's the comment right there that solidified it. Christmas is officially over.
It wasn't over till Mizzy said
We are
so.
watching New Year's Evil on New Year's Eve. Interesting. We're going to be watching the movie New Year's Eve on New Year's Eve. That big ensemble cast that includes Zac Efron. Yep, we're going to watch that. I do probably more horror Christmas movies. Thanks for
Yeah.
hanging out. This was so fun. See you tomorrow. Yes. So for anyone that does not know, Nadia, Horror and Morer, is coming on the channel tomorrow for episode 12 of FOS Live. Full of shit live.
How poetic that we've been 12 months in the year, started in January.
And
12
we've done
watch alongs.
12 Fans of Something lives.
Yeah. And it wasn't even necessarily like one per month. Not that
No,
I
it
think.
wasn't. There was a couple in 1 month. I agree with you guys. 25th is the deadline. Oh, there's Cody. I thought you checked out. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with Christmas after the 25th. Same with the music. Decorations go down on New Year's Eve or day.
Decorations come down when I feel like getting off my ass.
Yeah. I mentioned Titanic because someone mentioned a watch along that day. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to do a
Titanic
watch
watch-along?
along. I don't know if we're going to do a Titanic watch along just because we are planning on seeing it in theaters. I could do it. I don't know if she could take 6 hours of Titanic.
Boat. 6 hours of boat movie.
Yeah, I don't know if she could do it. So we'll think about it.
6 hours
But
of boat
we
movie.
we had the 4 picked out, but then someone mentioned Wally. So we might have to switch one of those out for Wally. Be fun, everyone. See y'all tomorrow. Yep. So that's tomorrow at 8 o'clock right here on the channel. Nadia joining us, episode 12. New Year's Eve is a pretty fun movie. I like Valentine's Day better. Yeah, it's an unofficial trilogy of movies that Gary Marshall made there. He made Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve, and Mother's Day. So, yes, see you both tomorrow.
Are you gonna feature? Is Kevin gonna be featured?
Yeah,
Like a
where's
special guest appearance?
Where's Kevin gonna be? I'm
Yeah.
still at work, so I've been in and out. Ah, gotcha. Okay. Well, we appreciate you still being here, man.
Mm.
I remember Valentine's Day, not New Year's Day as much. It's New Year's Eve. Yeah, I'm really watching it for because I'm curious to see what Efron does. I like Zac Efron.
He's just a guy.
Good night, everyone. So yeah, with that, we'll round it out here. We'll roundhouse kick that end button. I think it's that one. Look, we hope everybody had a great holiday season.
Hope nobody got flooded.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a way to end our holiday season. We literally flooded, but we made the best of it. You kind of reacted in a way. I kept us both together when we realized the flood. Can you imagine if you were just by yourself living on your own?
I think I'd
What would you have
pass-
done if you were by yourself and you came home and your apartment was flooded?
I'd pass
Literally,
away.
she was like on the ground doing this.
Stop making fun of me.
I'm
and
not
my
making fun of you. I'm
anxiety.
not making fun of you. I'm just saying, like, can you imagine if you were just here by yourself? Like, I was not like I'm not patting myself on the back, but what I'm saying is I reacted and then I turned it into like a joke and then I submitted the maintenance request. So
Keep in mind, I have anxiety disorder.
that's what I'm saying. No trolls tonight. It's a Christmas miracle. There wasn't a troll tonight, was there? Wow.
And you even said his name.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Flooded with gifts. Roundhouse kick that end button. Yeah, so you trademark roundhouse kick that like button. I'm gonna trademark roundhouse kick that end button. Cody loves High School Musical. Oh, I do too. I wish they would release all 3 of those on like a Blu-ray trilogy set.
I hate them.
I love them so much.
I hate them.
Zac Efron is the man. Cody, I love you even more, dude. I hope you're not being sarcastic. He is actually the man. His best movie is a movie not a lot of people know about. It's called Me and Orson Welles. It's from Richard Linklater. You should look up it. You should look it up. I've actually never seen High School Musical yet. That's sort of like if you grew up with it kind of thing.
It's a decom.
Yeah, they're cheesy. Absolutely love The Greatest Showman. Yeah, Me and Orson Welles. That's a really good movie. Me and Orson Welles. So yeah, so we made the best of it. We tried to make the best of it. We got our floors back. So that's good. So anything can turn a frown upside down. Wait, hold on. No, anything can turn an upside down smile to a frown, but then you have to turn that frown upside down.
It might. Do you mean turn that frown back around?
Whatever. What I'm saying is don't let anything get you down, really, ultimately, at the end of the day. So we made it through it. So Kev will be at work, but he'll chime in the chat. Oh, yeah, he did say that, huh? Didn't he, up here? I'll be at work. I work at 12. Okay. Well, hopefully you can join. Hopefully, if not, the replay will be there. So thank you, everybody, for watching tonight, tuning in, supporting the channel. We love all of you. Seriously, you all rock. And we'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock
Eastern time.
5 o'clock for Nadia. So anything else you'd like to say? We're gonna roundhouse kick that end button.
Roundhouse kick that end button.
All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Have a great night. Have a great evening, wherever the heck you are in the world. Maybe it's morning. I don't know. And there's one last thing that you have to do before you have that great night, that great evening, that great morning. And what is it?
It is.
To keep being fans of something. Have a great night, Kevin.